as far as football, how many more years do you plan on playing?
I guess as many as I can, as long as I stay healthy and they still want me.
Yo, so what's going on YouTube? What's going on Raider Nation? It is your boy Byron, man. And today's video, I chose this type of video today because it's just one of those big mysteries about, what happened to Nick Roach and what happened, that one season that you guys know I'm talking about, to where he doesn't play anymore. And it's just like there hasn't been a lot of media coverage on it. Nick Roach hasn't talked about it. He's kept it low key from, the media. And I always wanted to know, like, what happened with, the concussion. And sadly, like I said, I try to do all the research I can, y'all. And like I said, there's not a lot of research on it. So I'm trying to give my best, best analysis, best take on it. But anyways, y'all, let's get it started, man. So Nick Roach grew up in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where he started off playing basketball as he came from a big basketball family where basically everybody and all of his relatives played that particular sport. He played basketball from third grade all the way to high school. And Nick Roach would not actually play football until his sophomore year in high school. Despite only playing the sport just recently, just for 3 years, Nick Roach would be recruited by two colleges, Northern Illinois and Northwestern University. Nick Roach would end up committing to the University of Northwestern and played there from 2003 to 2006. And in those years, he recorded 241 tackles, had 9 sacks, 16 tackles for loss, and 2 interceptions. And also in his senior year, Nick Roach would break his leg, unfortunately, but he did play in 8 games. And in the 8 games that he did play, he had 62 tackles, which at the time led the team that year in tackles. Now we're going to fast forward to now after his college career. Nick Roach would go undrafted in the 2007 NFL draft. Now, after the draft, Nick Roach would be signed by the San Diego Chargers, and he would be on the practice squad for a little bit, but would end up getting cut. And after he got cut from the Chargers, he would be signed by the Chicago Bears. The Chicago Bears really saw something in Nick Roach because he would stay there for 6 years. Now, in his first 2 years there as a Chicago Bear, he did not get a lot of playing time, would come in and snaps here and there, but not something consistent. It wouldn't be until his 3rd season in 2009 where he would start in 15 of the 16 games that year alongside of Brian Urlacher, which is one of the best linebackers in the league at that time. And in 2009, where he started all 15 of those games, he would record 75 tackles, have 2 sacks, 3 forced fumbles, and 1 fumble recovery, which were the best stats at that time for him as a Chicago Bear. Now, Nick Roach would continue to be the starter for the next 2 of those 3 remaining years with the Chicago Bears. And in the 6 years he spent with the Chicago Bears, Nick Roach would have 234 tackles, 3.5 sacks, 5 forced fumbles, and 3 fumble recoveries. Now we're going to fast forward to 2013. Now in 2013, in that offseason, Nick Roach would become a free agent and would sign with the Oakland Raiders. Now he has a chance to start with a different team and show his different talents. Now being with the Chicago Bears for 6 years, now he could go on a new team and show if he can, really be a consistent and good starter in the NFL. And in his first season with the Oakland Raiders, Nick Roach would start and play in all 16 games and played every defensive snap in 2013 that year. He would record 112 tackles, which was a career high for him, 5.5 sacks, which was a career high for him, 4 forced fumbles, again, a career high for him, and will record an interception, and he led the team in tackles in that 2013 NFL season. I was excited about Nick Roach. I don't know about you guys. It looked like he was that missing piece at linebacker. And the ceiling looked good for Nick Roach. I liked what he brought. I liked what he, did for us. And he played every snap, so it showed the toughness. And I seriously thought there was a bright future for Nick Roach. But unfortunately, it would not last because in the very next season, in the third week of the preseason against the Green Bay Packers, unfortunately, would be Nick Roach's last time ever playing football at all in the NFL. Now, in that game, Nick Roach would have 8 tackles, but would leave the game ending up with a concussion at that time. So at this time, I'm thinking, okay, he has a concussion. He's probably going to be out week 4. He's not going to be able to play, and he'll be able to be ready for week 1, just like I think everybody does. Just like when Terrell Pryor had his concussion, he missed that game against the Washington Redskins, but he came back the very next game. Same thing with Latavius Murray. Latavius Murray got that concussion. He missed the game against the Rams, but then he came back the week after that. Just like with any other player, when they get a concussion, they're usually out for a week, maybe 2 weeks, and then they come back out there. But for Nick Roach, it would not turn out that way. So the first week of the regular season, Nick Roach doesn't play because of concussion-like symptoms. So I'm like, all right, for sure. Week 2 comes around. He's still not cleared to play. I'm like, okay, maybe week 3. Week 3, he's not cleared to play. So I'm like, all right, this is a little bit weird. Week 4, 4 weeks into the regular season, a month into the regular season, and he's still not cleared to play due to concussion-like symptoms with his balance, vision, and reoccurring headaches. So I'm like, dang, this sounds a lot more serious. I'm hoping he's okay, but it's like one of those big mysteries because we've never seen something like this. And then after just a month in October of the 2014 season, they put Nick Roach on IR. And I'm sitting here like, okay, so what's really going on? Like, is he okay? And I was just worried about his health, and I was just like, dang, the concussion must have been really bad if still a month after playing, he's still having concussion-like symptoms. And then after the year was over, this is where the tricky stuff comes in. Even after a year, the 2014 season, he doesn't play. There were articles coming out saying that he was probably going to miss the 2015 season because he was still suffering from concussion-like symptoms even after a year of not playing any contact football. And that just blew my mind. And I was like, dang, I really wonder what's going on with Nick Roach. I hope he's okay. In March of 2015, the Raiders decided to let go of Nick Roach, maybe because doctors were telling them that, he still has the symptoms. Maybe it was up to Nick Roach. Maybe he decided that it wasn't worth it. But it's just crazy to imagine that here it was. He looked like he could be one of the, a great starter for us for years to come. And even after missing a whole year from this concussion, he still was having the symptoms. And it's a scary thought, man, because it's just like you hear about all the stuff that's happening with CTE and, head trauma with the concussions. And we usually think after, their retirement and after they stop playing the game, it gets worse. And here it is with Nick Roach. He was still playing the game and had just a concussion that messed him up to the point where he could not even play that season. And then doctors were telling him he couldn't even play the next season. It was one of those big mysteries because Nick Roach didn't tell anybody about the media. Like I said, there's few articles on it, but it's just like one of those big mysteries. So sadly and unfortunately, Nick Roach has not played since that preseason game against Green Bay. And I just want to say, I hope, Nick Roach, man, I hope you're okay. I hope you're healthy. I hope everything's good with your family. And I hope you're just, well. Football is a dangerous game, man. And you don't think about stuff like this. But it was just crazy that Nick Roach was just trying to prove himself on a different team. And he just ends up, having to retire due to, after a year, was still experiencing problems with his vision, balance, and just headaches, even after a year of not even touching football, and he was still suffering from the concussion-like symptoms, man. So I just hope, Nick Roach, I hope you're good mentally, man. I hope you're okay. I hope I hope your life is, better off without this game, man. I hope you're, just doing well for yourself and you're still achieving your dreams and goals, and just hope everything's good in your head, and just hope that, you're healthy, because that's a scary subject to talk about, man. So Raider Nation, if y'all can do me this favor, man, this is Nick Roach's Twitter. I try to look for Instagram. I don't think he has an Instagram, but I know he has a Twitter. Just after this video, man, just go on there, man. Hit him with the hashtag The Nation Still Loves You, or just write him something, just write some type of message, or just, do something positive, and just send positive vibes to Nick Roach, because it's just one of those, like, damn, like, I wonder what really happened. And the thing is, we truly will never know, man. The only people who will know are the doctors, the Raiders, and Nick Roach, and they've kept it low key. So, I just hope he's good mentally, man. So Nick Roach, man, I just want to say the nation still loves you, man. Even though you were with this squad for technically just 2 years, and you spent most of your life as a Chicago Bear, I know you see yourself probably as a Chicago Bear, but I'm letting you know, this nation, this Raider Nation, we care about our players. It's like family. It's like a lifestyle over here, man. I just want to say thank you for your time with the Raiders, and I'm sorry that it came to a very unfortunate end, but I hope you're good. I hope everything's good with you physically, mentally. I hope you're just living your life, man. So yeah, that's gonna do it for me, y'all. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Instagram. If you're trying to get those t-shirts, man, the links will be in the description, man. And just, I just want to talk about this video, man, because it's always been a mystery. Even after he retired, I've always been like, dang, I really wonder what happened to Nick Roach. And sadly, we will never know truly. The only person, like I said, who knows is Nick Roach, man. But I just hope everything is well with him. Hope he's achieving his dreams and goals. And I just hope that he's good mentally, and hope, just hope he's good, man. So yeah, anyways, like, comment, subscribe. You already know. Follow me on Instagram. Links will be in the description. Hashtag The Nation Still Loves y'all, man. And I will talk to y'all, and I'll see y'all in the next video, man. Peace.